Imagina você pensar o seu personagem desde a sua infância, fazer alguns desenhos, esboços, criar um universo para toda essa sua imaginação durante a sua mais tenra idade. Foi isso que aconteceu com o convidado de hoje, nada mais, nada menos do que ele, Erik Larsen, criador e fundador da Image, né? Criador do Savage Dragon, esse personagem que está aí há 30 anos sendo publicado todo mês. Desenhado e roteirizado pelo próprio criador. A gente vai receber aqui essa lenda dos quadrinhos em um bate-papo descontraído com a participação de vocês de casa. Então, senhoras e senhores, meninos e meninas, deem boas-vindas a essa lenda fundadora da Image Comics aqui no Mundo Gonzo. Welcome, Mr. Erik Larsen.
Erik Larsen, ele não está entendendo o que a gente está falando. Hi, Mr. Larsen.
We are praising you like a religious leader.
Okay, that's great.
All right. Glad to see you guys reverted to English. That's the only language I actually know.
Yeah, we are in the English mode now. So I am the culprit for yesterday. Sorry, deeply sorry for the time feels trouble. Sorry.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Thanks so much, Mr. Larsen. And welcome to Mundo Gonzo. Fernando Caruso, vamos começar com você que tá mais, né?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a deep honor to receive you in our country. I'm a huge Savage Dragon fan. One of my greatest accomplishments in my life was getting a letter published in I don't know the number anymore, but it's here with me. I have your original drawing here. I have those are my little toys here, as you can see, and I'm also in character because I'm wearing not only the Savage Dragon shirt, your signature
nice.
here. Because that happened, and I have
now
photo proof.
Where was that at?
That was in San Diego Comic Con in 2006.
All right.
And
Here.
there we are. Okay, so
believe it or not, I'm perfectly sober in that picture.
well, so to me, I've been reading Savage Dragon ever since it was first published, and I'm still reading now. And every time that I travel, I try to get the single issues and everything. So I'm deeply into the Savage Dragon universe. So it's the closest I'll ever be of being in the presence of God. Because you are the creator of the whole universe. That's the kind of nervous that I am right now. So
he has my religious experience right now.
Yeah. Well, but my first question is it's kind of a difficult question. I'll be asking for help for the translators. We have 3 professional translators here, so I might lose
Mario,
Rogério, and Cadu. They're all translators. Well, and my first questions involve politics. Because so it's a two-parter. It's a two-part.
What? A two-part?
It's a two-part. So first, the first part. I know that you did in Savage Dragon's lifetime some political covers. There's Bush being bushwhacked in the face. We know that it wasn't an imposter, but the cover. There's Bush. There's also Obama in the cover, and you did not so long ago a Trump cover. And since Trump as well as Bush, they are both Republicans, but I wonder if there was a difference, even though they're both Republicans, in the response of the of each supporters of the politicians. Am I making myself clear? Kind of is could you feel this difference in the way of reacting with the Trump supporters, because we live
the Trump supporters are more rabid, I would say, because that's more of a cult than a political movement. It's a little bit different. But unlike with Bush, I had Bush actually speak dialogue that I made up. With Trump, I didn't actually put any dialogue in his mouth at all. So it was all his
verbatim.
Yeah, it was all his. Every line of dialogue was mostly coming from people who were supporters, and not only that, but I actually went online and photo referenced a lot of those supporters, and I went on Facebook groups and on comment sections on YouTube and pulled direct quotes for people for their dialogue. So nothing, I mean, I had to change a couple words because they weren't necessarily talking about, what I needed them to talk about. Mm-hmm. But so it was pretty much them in their own words. And then there were still people who were just like, oh my gosh, this is so unfair. You're the person you are. How can you put those words in our mouth? How can you make us look like such idiots? And it's like, well,
that's kind of on you.
I'm sorry. That's your guy. So, those are your people. So
yeah, I'm asking exactly because since there's this kind of a cult, as you describe it, we live in kind of a similar situation here. This way of doing politics is being reproduced in other countries, and we are suffering from something kind of like that. And there are a lot of people.
Good Lord.
And there are a lot of people that defend the idea that comics should not involve politics at all. And usually people who support that idea defend a kind of terrible politics. And yes. I would like to hear your what would you say for those people that think that comics should not mix with politics?
Mm-hmm. There are plenty of comic books to read, and I would recommend that if you don't like that in my work, then read something else, because there are many options. And for the most part, I hardly ever touch on politics at all. But since my book is set in the real world, or is what I do is I use real time in my comic. So the year 2022 is the same as it is in the real world. So I've got to have some touchstones as to, what's going on in the real world right now. So if COVID is happening and people are in lockdown, and I've got to at least address that to some degree in my comic book. And there will be different things along the way where I'll be like, somebody's singing a song in the shower. They're going to be singing a new contemporary song. They're not going to be singing something that I would have listened to when I was their age, that sort of thing. So it's like Malcolm Dragon, who's the lead character now, and his wife Maxine. I'm trying to keep it as contemporary as I can for the most part. So there's always going to be something. And part of that, at least in the United States, is, politics plays a part in that. And it's a real way of going, oh, this takes place now. So, that's going on now.